Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will be a review on the 1/6 scale Sideshow Collectibles Batman figure from a good few years back, but still a pretty cool looking piece. Zoom right in and check out that grill. This figure will be for sale at our store, The Figure Pit. It's www.thefigurepit.com. He comes with 2 heads and a bunch of accessories. And do some poses, have some fun. Hope you enjoy the review, folks. Now, accessory wise, we have 4 Batarangs, 3 of which are the same, and then we have one different one here with a bit more of a silver edge to it. We've got a hand with a kryptonite ring. We've got some judo chop hands, some hands for holding on to the grapnel gun and such. These hands are good for holding on to the Batarangs. And we have the grapnel gun itself and various attachments. A nice big long stand for getting him in kind of like gliding, about to land, superhero landing kind of pose. And some nice artwork on the box as well. That's the insert card that you'll see when you first lift up the lid of the box. The front cover of the box itself is very simple. Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale piece. And you get the long ears. And on the other head you also get the short ear look, which I think a lot of people would prefer on this figure. Now, the thing about him is he's got very ugly mouth plates, and the skin tone is weird. It's kind of like it's a bit too yellowy looking for me. Bit of a mustard color to the face plates on this. But he is a beefy comic book looking Batman. There's no doubt about that. He's got a nice simple base design as well. Boots look good, plenty of articulation in those as well. And a pretty decent cape, which thanks to the way it's been designed does flow all around him. If you want that kind of brooding Batman on a rooftop with the cape wrapped around him look, you can do that. But the muscle tone on the arms, the chest, all of that, the legs, is very good for a comic book style Batman. And there is the cape a bit more wrapped around him. You can do better than that. That was a rush job, but you can see how nicely it flows from the neck down around him. The way it's been designed does definitely allow for that kind of moody look, which is something you don't see very often, especially from Hot Toys when it comes to their capes. Enterbay did a very similar kind of thing when they made the Enterbay Batman from Batman Begins, but this is a very good cape, and I like the blue and grey look. You don't see it very often. Medicom did a 1/6 scale Hush Batman with a similar kind of colour tone, but this is actually quite well done. He isn't the prettiest Batman you'll see, but you can get him to look very good. And we're selling him on the Figure Pit website for a very, very reasonable price. And I was quite tempted myself, but I think I might hold out for one of the slightly later versions that Sideshow made. There's one in particular, I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but I think it was maybe the one after this, or maybe the one after that, because they have done a few. But that's the one I've got my eye on from Sideshow. But the more I look at this through the lens here, especially with this kind of more moody look, I'm liking it. It's very cool. Same pose, but just the side profile. Just to show you how that looks. Just maybe go for the half and half, so we'll have one half with the cape over the shoulder, and the other half keep the cape draped over the side there. Again, you could definitely tweak this, and there it is. Look at that. See? A fine piece. Fine piece indeed. Ah. Nice belt on this guy as well. Very cool. Nice chunky pouches. I like the material. Makes me think of Batman Dead End, where it was like the fan film they made where he was facing off against aliens and predators. Does remind me of that, even though that was the black and grey look, wasn't it? But very cool all the same. So I was racking my brains on this when I first got the figure out of the box. It was just with the big long kind of gliding stand was in the base. And I was thinking, well, how do you make him just stand on it? So basically, this just goes on top and it detaches. So you can choose whether you want just the regular standing there stand, or the flight one. So really, really well designed. And then you just pop that back in there, plonk him back on his base. Maybe pair him up with the Joker, who is actually in the house right now. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at him. There he is. That's a cool piece. And his other head sculpt. So I've actually decided to trade some things to keep this one, along with Harley Quinn. But more about that later. I'll be doing reviews on those. Back to Batsy. But there's just no getting around how ugly this particular look is with this mouth plate. I do like the short ears. I wish the white eyes were a bit bigger. The eyes are very small. I think that doesn't help either. So you've got the this one. I mean, again, very, very small eyes. Tiny. I guess that's accurate to what they were going for, what they were using as a reference when they were putting this together. But this mouth plate, I think, will tone down the ugliness a little bit. But I don't know. It's still a nice looking piece though. I'm really torn. Because like I said, we're selling him for such a reasonable price. I was very tempted to get him and just try and make it work. Because I do want a comic book looking Batman in my collection. Because I've got all the movie ones. And I do have a Medicom Hush Batman. But he's very dated now. And this is definitely better than the Medicom figure. But then again, it's based on a different thing. So... But he does look cool. See, I'm warming to it again now. I said he was ugly when I first started filming this section, but the more I look at it, he looks pretty mean. Looks pretty fierce. Let's get right up in that grill. It's the skin tone is a bit yellowy, a bit orangey yellow colour. Maybe it just needs a repaint. I'm sure someone out there could improve this somewhat. But I don't dislike it. I love the suit. Posability's good. Comes with great accessories. I love his belt. Great material used. And great articulation in his ankles. Nice cape as well. Very nice cape. And I like the box art. Displays well. No doubt about it. All those accessories. Let's come up with some more poses for him. Let's use some of these different hands. Now... that pose, I mean, maybe just the right pose is needed to bring this particular head sculpt. And do bear in mind, with the short ear version and the long ear version of the head, you can interchange those mouth plates. So you could have the more kind of just straight expression. See, that looks great down there. That's a good head sculpt. Love the long ears, but I like the short ears too. So I'm just going to switch that mouth plate and see how it looks. But with the right pose, like this one, he's just burst in the door. He's Batman. He's come to whoop that ass. And I think that looks pretty good. I mean, I'm warming to him. I'm warming. I do like him. I just think I'm going to go for one of the later versions that's been released eventually. But it certainly is nice to get a chance to review this and see it and add it to the channel. Definitely liking that. But that looks good, man. That pose is working for me. I'm going to try it with the different head sculpt with the longer ears. Or maybe I'll try the different mouth plate first before I do that. See how it looks. Alright, so there's that same pose again, but now with the more straight mouth plate, just kind of neutral. So that looks pretty good. I like it, I do. You know, for the first one that they made, I know they've made a few. I'm not sure exactly how many versions, but I'm guessing about maybe 3 now, maybe 4. I think this one's about 6 years old, folks, at the time of me making this review. So for a 6-year-old figure, I like it. So now we just zoom out and reveal that Batman is in fact surrounded by his kin. Or well, you've got the custom Adam Hughes Catwoman figure there. It's an amazing piece. It is a true representation of the classic artwork from Adam Hughes, where he based his Catwoman on the likeness of Audrey Hepburn. Absolutely stunning. I'm very lucky to own that. Shout out to 16visage on Instagram making that happen. And then on the other side we have Joker and Harley, both by Sideshow Collectibles, and new additions to my collection. I have traded some things in at the figure pit to get these two, and you can do the same kind of thing. We don't just buy and sell, we trade. So get in touch, check us out on our website www.thefigurepit.com. So there's all four together. That makes quite the scene, I'm sure you'll agree. Not many Robin figures and Nightwing figures out there, are there? I mean, I know Hot Toys are doing a few in the future, but nice to see Sideshow do some Nightwing, some Robin. Not that I'm a fan of those two, to be honest, but I know a lot of you guys out there are. Will they just soak that up for a moment? Another close-up on Selena here. Absolutely stunning. And Batsy. Not so much. Joker, though. Plus the other head sculpt as well. That's a fantastic one. Really reminds me of the Killing Joke. I'll have to track down my 1/6 scale camera and try and recreate that pose later on. And Harley also comes with two heads. I just haven't got the other one out of the box right now. But I'm going to do some mods on this. Change the body to a Firesin body. Remove the corset to get a more classic look where it was just the one piece. Love the fact that she comes with the hand with the syringe and another hand with knuckle dusters and some really great weapons. She's really cool. And that is a classic Harley right there. So, back to the review. Alright, now I'm just gearing up to try out the setup here where you can get him like he's about to land with his cape spread. So, like I showed you before, you put the big long stand here over the shorter one, and then you can use the kind of groin grabber here to keep him, you know, take the weight, where you can use this one around his torso. So he should be pretty stable. It's very well thought out, this. So now I've just got to try and get this looking decent. Let's see how it looks. So I haven't done the best job with that, but it is not my figure and I don't want to go pushing him to the limits, but you can get the idea there. You can get him looking like he's leaping down from the rooftop, about to bring some justice to your face. Pretty cool, man. Possibilities. They are there. Alright, one last little pose holding one of his Batarangs. And I'm going to wrap this one up, folks. I think he's a solid piece. He was the first one that they did in this kind of comic book style, as far as I know. And I know they have done quite a few since. So you got a few options, but it's the classic blue and grey with the black bat symbol and the kind of yellow, you know, utility belt. Is that what you call it? I don't know. I'm the Batman fan, I should know. But there he is. In all his glory. The Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Batman. I would give this guy, considering you get two heads, a really nice cape. I mean, the only thing I'm not keen on is the skin tone they went with. It's a bit kind of yellowy, kind of orange tone to me, but it's not too bad. And it's nice that you get the short ears and the long ear option. So some great accessories. I love the box art, and he looks great with Joker and Harley and Catwoman. So I'd give him an 8 out of 10. You know, I think he's a solid piece, and I do like him. And I've got to be honest, I am quite tempted by him myself for the collection, but I'm going to resist and try and hold out for one of the later released versions. But a fine piece. Let me know what you think in the comment section, folks. It's been great getting to see him and add him to the channel. He will be for sale on our store at the Figure Pit, so check us out. Make sure you check out the Figure Pit YouTube channel and Instagram account. Lots of pics on there. I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Hope you're having a great October so far. Plenty of other goodies on the way to the channel really soon. If you're into Michael Myers, I got you. Alright. Thanks for watching, folks. Take it easy. See you soon. Bye-bye.